To cover up his daughter's pregnancy outside of marriage, a priest turns to a simple young man from a rural village and asks him to marry her. The wedding is held quietly in a small church with no celebration, and soon after, the girl is taken to live with her new husband in a remote area. Wanting to make her comfortable, the young man goes out of his way to provide things that are rare in the village. He buys a refrigerator and installs a water heater in the bathroom. He also insists that they sleep in separate rooms, giving her the main bedroom while he keeps his distance. And in that quiet distance, something unexpected begins. This is the magic of ordinary days. Even though the marriage begins without love, he genuinely tries to make her happy. He does not expect her to cook or take care of the house. Instead, he takes on those responsibilities himself. He even borrows books from the library so she will not feel lonely or bored living out there. But none of his efforts seem to reach her heart. Deep down, she is still in love with someone else, the man who is also the father of the child she is carrying. She often calls her sister to ask about him and secretly sends letters, holding on to the hope that he might come back for her one day. Not long before this loveless marriage begins, Olivia Dunn is revealed to be pregnant after a relationship with Edward Brown, a U.S. Navy flight instructor who is on leave. Her situation brings heavy social pressure, especially because her family is deeply religious and values reputation above everything. To hide the scandal, her father, Mr. Dunn, quickly arranges for her to be married in secret. Olivia is sent away to a remote part of Colorado, where she meets a priest named Mr. Case at the train station, a man her father trusts. From there, she is taken to meet the man she is supposed to marry, Ray Singleton. At their first meeting, Ray appears nervous and awkward, clearly not used to situations like this. Ray is a quiet and slightly shy young man, but he is known for being responsible and deeply devoted to family values, even though his life is far from luxurious. He lives in a remote farming area in southeastern Colorado, a place that feels isolated and sparsely populated. Day after day, he focuses entirely on working the land that has been passed down through generations, living a simple life built on honesty, patience, and hard work. Before the wedding takes place, Olivia asks if he has any doubts about marrying her. She understands that any man would hesitate to marry a woman who is already carrying another man's child. Even so, she tries to be fair to him and does not want to force him into something he is unsure about. But unexpectedly, Ray becomes even more certain after meeting her. He is fully willing to accept the child she is carrying and promises to care for the baby as his own.
Do you think you'll be able to love the baby?
I do.
His sincerity catches Olivia off guard, especially when he cannot understand how anyone could walk away from someone like her, or abandon a child like that. In the end, they go through with the wedding. The ceremony is small and quiet, attended only by Ray's older sister, Martha, and her husband, Hank. Afterward, Ray brings Olivia to his home, which sits alone in the middle of farmland. He shows her the main bedroom, once his parents' room, and tells her it is now hers, while he will stay in a separate room. At one point, Olivia notices that Ray used to share a room with his brother. Ray then reveals that his brother was killed during the sudden attack on Pearl Harbor, a loss that still lingers in his life. Their first meals together feel a bit awkward. Ray tries to ease the tension by talking about taking her into town to get groceries and anything she might need. When Olivia admits she cannot cook, Ray simply takes responsibility for it himself without hesitation. As they talk more, Olivia opens up about her education and her interest in archaeology. The conversation flows naturally at first, but the moment she mentions the father of her baby, Ray becomes visibly uncomfortable. Later, Olivia asks why he agreed to marry her despite everything. Ray gives a simple answer, saying it may just be part of God's plan. It is not the explanation she was hoping for, but she chooses not to push further and lets the moment pass. That night, alone in her room, Olivia looks at a photo of Edward that she keeps inside a locket. It is clear that her feelings have not changed, and deep down she is still hoping he will return and take her away from this life. The next day, Ray takes Olivia into town, where she immediately heads to a public phone booth to call her sister, Abby. She asks about Edward, hoping for any news, but Abby tells her that no one has heard from him. At the same time, Ray spends his time at the library picking out books. Knowing Olivia's interest in archaeology, he borrows several books on the subject, along with a few about parenting. Not long after that, Ray begins teaching Olivia how to drive his truck, guiding her across the farmland that has been in his family for generations. During one of those drives, Olivia notices a group of Japanese Americans working in the fields. Ray explains that they come from Camp Mache, a nearby internment camp, and have been assigned by the government to help manage the farms, since many young men are away fighting in World War II. As the days pass, Olivia slowly settles into life in the countryside as Ray's wife. She tries to adapt to the quiet, isolated environment and makes an effort to connect with the local community, attending church with Ray and speaking with the people around her. Even so, deep down, she still longs for Edward and continues to send letters to him in secret. She also begins trying to cook for Ray, starting with simple breakfasts. Even though the results are far from perfect, Ray appreciates her effort and encourages her. In his own way, he continues to look for ways to make her happy. He takes her on a picnic by the lake, and when he learns how much she enjoys swimming, he even starts digging a pool near their home so she will not have to travel far just to enjoy it. Eventually, Olivia visits a doctor to check on her pregnancy. The doctor estimates that the baby will likely be born around Christmas. Instead of feeling excited, Olivia becomes anxious, worrying about what people might say, especially since she has not been married to Ray for very long. But Ray remains calm and unconcerned with public opinion. For him, what matters is their family, and he encourages Olivia to focus on her health and the baby rather than the judgment of others.
People will know the baby's early. What will they think then?
I don't care what people think. Well, they want the best for us.
One day, while walking through the fields, Olivia unexpectedly meets Rose and her sister Florence, two women from the nearby camp. She is surprised to learn that they have been quietly studying butterflies in the area, and impressed by their curiosity, she invites them to visit her home anytime. The next day, they take her up on the offer, and the three of them quickly fall into an easy and enjoyable conversation. During that visit, Olivia learns that Rose and Florence were university students before being sent to the camp. Their knowledge and intelligence immediately stand out, and Olivia feels a spark of excitement. For the first time in a while, she opens up about her own academic background and her passion for archaeology. She once dreamed of traveling the world and exploring ancient sites, but her life has taken a very different path, and now she can only reflect on what might have been. Later, Olivia tells Ray about her new friends, but he does not seem interested and simply points out that they are Japanese. At first, Olivia assumes this might be connected to the loss of his brother during the attack on Pearl Harbor, but Ray denies holding any resentment. He explains that he is just not used to interacting with them, as he spends most of his time working, while they are busy with their own responsibilities. During a dinner at Martha's house, Olivia is caught off guard when Ray casually shows some knowledge about archaeology. It turns out he has been reading about it after learning about her academic work and the thesis she once wrote. In that moment, something begins to shift. Olivia starts to feel a growing warmth toward him, though she is still unsure of her feelings, and when he tries to get closer that night, she pulls away. Not long after, her sister Abby comes to visit. Abby, who is also feeling lonely with her husband away at war, tries to convince Olivia to leave Ray. She reminds her of her education, her dreams, and the future she once imagined. She even suggests making up a story about Ray being a cruel and abusive man, just to justify walking away. But Olivia refuses. Despite everything, she knows Ray is kind, and in her eyes, he is the most decent man she has ever known. Even under pressure, she cannot bring herself to hurt him like that. Living in such an isolated place continues to weigh on her, but her friendship with Rose and Florence becomes a source of comfort. They spend time together observing butterflies and sharing their thoughts, building a quiet bond. One day, when Olivia takes them into town, the reaction from others is far from welcoming. People stare at them with clear disapproval, unhappy to see Japanese faces among them. Someone even warns Olivia to stay away from them, but she ignores it and chooses to walk away with her friends. As the days go by, Olivia slowly gets used to life in the countryside with Ray. She begins to fill her time with simple routines, cleaning old furniture and tending to the small garden in front of the house. At the same time, Ray keeps finding ways to make her life easier. He even installs a telephone so she can stay in touch with her family without needing to travel into town. For a while, they start to look like a truly happy couple, almost like newlyweds who are growing closer every day. Ray also takes Olivia to visit the grave of his brother Daniel, who died in the war. It is clear that Ray still carries guilt over that loss, but Olivia gently reassures him that it was never his fault, but that fragile happiness does not last. One day, Ray comes home in a noticeably bad mood, even though Olivia has prepared a special dinner for him. His behavior is unusually harsh, even pushing their dog outside in frustration. The reason soon becomes clear. While at the post office, Ray received a letter from Edward. Realizing that Olivia has been secretly keeping in touch with him leaves Ray shaken. Unable to face it, he chooses to leave for a while to clear his head. The situation becomes even more painful when the contents of the letter reveal that Edward denies being the father of the child Olivia is carrying. Confused and emotionally overwhelmed, Olivia turns to Martha and finally opens up about everything. She admits how lonely she felt when she first arrived, how she kept writing to Edward, hoping he would come back, even though he never responded until now. Martha, who has known the truth from the beginning, listens without judgment. She has always supported their marriage, but she also understands Olivia's struggle. She gently explains that Ray truly cares for her, but at the same time, she does not want Olivia to feel trapped. If Olivia still believes that her happiness lies with Edward, Martha encourages her to follow that path. No matter what she decides, Martha makes it clear that Olivia deserves to be happy. Still unsure of what she truly wants, Olivia attends a family gathering during Thanksgiving. In that moment, she realizes something important. Being around Ray's family has taught her what unconditional love really means, and it slowly begins to change how she sees her own life and the choices in front of her. Not long after that, believing that Olivia is about to leave him, Ray finally opens his heart. He expresses his feelings honestly and gives her his late mother's wedding ring, a symbol of hope that one day she will find peace within herself and allow herself to be happy.
I've fallen in love with you, and I love that baby.
At first, Olivia hesitates. Deep down, she feels unworthy of the love and care Ray has shown her, especially after everything that has happened. Not long after that, Olivia goes to the camp to meet Florence, who reveals that she has a secret lover named Walter. He is believed to be a military guard overseeing German prisoners of war. Florence asks Olivia for help, hoping she can drive them south so they can spend some time away from the camp. But when Olivia finally meets Walter, something feels off. From the way he speaks, she quickly realizes the truth. He is not a guard at all, but a German prisoner who has escaped. The uniform he is wearing was made by Florence, using her sewing skills to disguise him as an American soldier. Understanding the danger of the situation, Olivia immediately warns Florence about the risk. Helping an escaped prisoner could lead to serious consequences, even charges of treason. After dropping Rose and Florence off near Camp Amache, Olivia makes an unexpected decision. Instead of turning Walter in right away, she brings him back to her house and tells him to change into Ray's clothes. Then, she quietly leaves the truck keys near the door, giving him the opportunity to take the vehicle and run. What Walter does not know is that the fuel gauge is broken. It shows a full tank, but in reality, the truck is nearly empty, and he will not get very far before it stops. Once Walter drives off, Olivia quickly calls the police and reports that her truck has been stolen by an escaped German prisoner. At the same time, she reaches out for a doctor as she begins to feel the early signs of labor. To remove any trace of what happened, she burns the uniform Walter had been wearing. Along with it, she throws her locket into the fire, the one that holds Edward's photo. It is a quiet but powerful moment, as she lets go of her past and everything tied to it. As the flames die down, Ray returns home. Olivia tells him that the baby is coming. After going through labor, Olivia gives birth to a baby boy. That moment changes everything between them. For the first time, they fully acknowledge the feelings that have been growing all along, and their connection becomes real. A few months later, their life looks completely different. Olivia walks hand in hand with Ray while he carries their son, whom they name Daniel, in honor of his late brother. Together, they begin a new chapter, even starting a small archaeological dig on their land, a quiet sign that Olivia has finally found a place where she belongs in a family that feels whole. So the moral of the story is, if a guy cooks for you, builds you a pool, raises someone else's baby, and still stays loyal, maybe stop texting your ex and just marry the man properly.